Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And I'm pretty sure all of us have at some points tried to think of a get rich quick scheme, whether it's inventing something, starting a new business. How about just finding a 1952 Mickey Mantle card near mint condition lying around? Let's get into it. This is via ESPN, Dan Hadjducky. 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle card sells for 12.6 million, shattering record. So after more than a month of fanfare, 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle card with a 9.5 grade from grader SGC. So imagine a card 70 years old being nearly in mint condition. Finest known example of a 1952 Topps Mantle has sold with Heritage Auctions for 12.6 million including buyer's premium. It's the most ever paid for any sports item, card, or memorabilia. The previous record for a sports card was 7.25 million, set earlier this month by a T206 Honus Wagner. That Wagner card is extremely famous. There's many stories on why it's so rare. Some say he didn't, because these cards are actually in packs of cigarettes. He didn't want kids to buy cigarettes. He didn't want any part of that. That's one of the rumors. But anyhow, with the Mantle, this card is arguably the finest condition example of the most iconic post-war card in the world. Chris Ivy, Heritage's director of sports auctions, said in a statement, that grade plus the fact is documented provenance from the most storied find in hobby history puts this card in a category of its own. And there's a very interesting story that goes for this card. Story goes 1986, Alan Rosen got a call from the Boston area forklift operator told Rosen that a truck driver friend, Ted Lodge, had 1952 Topps cards for sale. Lodge inherited a home from his late father and stumbled upon a fortune in pristine condition. So the notion of mostly untouched 1952 Topps in an attic seemed impossible, but Rosen hired an armed police officer, so that's how serious this was, pocketed cash and drove to Quincy, Massachusetts. In the end, he forked over more than 125,000 for 5,500 1952 Topps cards, including dozens of mantles. In 1991, Rosen sold one of those ungraded mantles for 50,000. 31 years. Buyer was anonymous. So there we go. For 3 decades, Anthony Giordano, who was the guy who sold the card, had this Mickey Mantle lying around. Gets $12.6 million for it, beating Honus Wagner's card by 5 million plus. Absolutely incredible. I used to collect cards in late 90s, early 2000s. Maybe I should go up in my attic and take a look at them. From what I was reading, though, this 1952 top set was actually undersold quite a bit. That I think 8 years later, like 1960, they were dumping dozens and dozens of boxes of the cards into the ocean. Absolutely incredible. I know my dad used to collect cards when he was young, maybe in the 60s or 70s, but they did things like put the cards on their bicycle spokes. So he may have had valuable cards that unfortunately he didn't treat well. But amazing. Mickey Mantle, $12.6 million. Historic baseball player, one of the all-time greats. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend to subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications.